I'm not sure if we're still recording. Okay, the camera stopped. Don't know if I can add anything to it. Ladies, it's 5:55 p.m. on Tuesday, June 13th. This camera is going to be buried. I am telling you. I tried showing you what I had going across. I finished all the way across. I'm not going to grab this camera out of this cradle again, and it doesn't want me near it. I'm telling you. So I'm going to start here because I'm heading to the faces. And I always cover up right at the edge here so I don't, touch it or it gets dried out. And I think I stated earlier, which is not on the camera, you stupid camera. I had a doctor's appointment today, and I don't like to start any projects, diamond arts, diamond painting. I mean, if I've got appointments or I got something else to do, because I get into a zone when I am diamond painting, and I hate to have to drag everything out, put it together so I can start, and then put it all away until I get back. I would rather just be able to sit, diamond paint, and not be bothered, with anything. So I hope you all can see this, and, it's happening. So I have an audience participation question for y'all, and it might cause you to comment, maybe, maybe not. Just want to ask a question. Where is the strangest or weirdest place you have found diamonds? You found them in your carpet. You found them maybe in another room and things. I have found them stuck to the bottom of my feet, not knowing they were there. The back of my leg, my calf, my thigh. That does tell you that I dropped quite a few diamonds. But I also found one on the tip of my puppy's nose. Now, if it had been red, I'd have called him Rudolph. But it's like they end up in the strangest places. Just like when I used to cross stitch, I'd find thread, in my refrigerator, in the bathroom. It just happens to where it would fall and land. So I was just wondering with the rest of you, excuse me, where's the strangest place you've found a drill or drills, depending on how many, you've located. Okay, as I stated, that's a question for y'all to ponder and maybe give me a comment. Maybe it's funny places, maybe it's not. Okay, as I said, I went to my doctor's today. Good report, nothing major. They checked my blood pressure and 112/76, real good. I am, according to me, because I know what I want to weigh. Well, I walked in and the nurse practitioner or whatever she's called, she said, "Oh my gosh," she says, "you're shrinking. Quit losing weight. You're wasting away to nothing." And when I got weighed, I weigh 156.9. I am about 1 pound or so away from what I consider my goal, 155, which means in a year and a half, I'll have lost about 65 to 70 pounds. Slow but sure, losing it and just giving up on takeout. No takeout eating healthier, some exercise, but not a lot, a little walking, when the weather's good. And that's about it. So I feel pretty good, eat my 3 meals a day, and nothing else going on. So let's see what we can get into now in talking about, the past, or my past. Let's see, I did, Christmas, let's see. Christmas was pretty much per usual. I had, when I got older, I had to split it between 2 to 3 families, when you got to go to one and, your parents are divorced or separated, whatever. So you spend Christmas Eve at one and Christmas Day at the other. And once you're married, then you've got 3. You've got in-laws, your mother, your father, and it's tedious. Very, very tedious, to say the least. But I remember growing up, when I was little, and I said I skip and jump around. My father bought my sister and I bunny rabbits. And I know I called one Peter, but I don't remember what the other one was. Of course, Peter. Why not? And after it had gotten to the point where my mom said, hey, you're not taking care of them, they're getting bigger, and they might, I don't know if they were male and female. I have no clue. A little too young to question it. This camera keeps flashing lights, so let's hope it's recording like it should. And Mom said, well, this guy's coming by and he's buying the rabbits. He had a farm and stuff. I don't know what he was going to do with the rabbits. I didn't ask. And he came to buy the rabbits, and he brought my mother a jar of pure honey, still with a comb in it and everything. And so I was sad that the bunnies were leaving, so I went outside and I wanted to kiss my bunny rabbit goodbye. So I reached in the cage, I stuck my face in, and I kissed him. And he thumped the cage, and I thought, oh, he's ticked off. So I go walking back in the house, and the man standing there handed my mother the honeycomb, or the honey, and he said, ma'am, he said, your daughter's bleeding. And she said, what? And he said, yeah, your daughter's bleeding. I didn't even know it, but the rabbit bit me in the face, punched a hole with his front teeth right under my left nostril, on my upper lip, and through to my gums. Made a nice big hole, I guess. And at the same time, when he thumped is when he clawed me across underneath my eye. Got real close under my eye. I didn't even know I was bleeding. I didn't feel anything. It didn't hurt until they told me. Then I panicked. I had to have, I think it was 2 stitches on the outside and 3 on the inside. For 2 or 3 days, I was terrified to remove the Band-Aid. I thought I had a deformity. But it wasn't that bad. I still have the little scar. I'll know not to ever do that again, stick my head in a rabbit cage. So, that was one adventure. The next adventure my sister and I had, my dad bought us, the radio flyer, red wagon. He bought us the wagon, and where we lived, there was a huge hill. At the top of the hill was the grade school where we went to school. And we used to go sled riding up there all the time. We'd start at the top of the hill by the school and, take our sleds come down the hill. At the bottom of the hill where we lived, there was a major road that crossed in front of us. There'd be a lot of truck drivers and cars and, quite a bit of traffic for a small road. So one day we were up the top of the hill with the, good old radio flyer. We only had the one. And I don't know whose bright idea it was. It could have been mine since I was the oldest. Said, hey, let's both get in this wagon and ride it down the hill. Just take it down the hill. The road was paved. It looked tremendously high and long when you're younger. And I look at it now and it's like, I still wouldn't do it though. We started at the top of the hill on that radio flyer, and it just started zooming down that hill. There's no brakes except your feet. And we were flying down that hill, and the last thing I kept thinking about was, I don't want to hit that highway. I don't want to hit that road. I don't want to hit that road. And I don't know what, somebody was looking out for us, I'll tell you. Because the little small dirt driveway that was right in front of our place where we lived, I don't know how we were able to manage, but I turned the wagon at the last minute or the last second, whatever, and it careened into that dirt spot right in front of our house and skidded to a stop. We missed that major road by about one house, and that would have been our place because we were on the corner. So how we managed to do it, I have no idea. My sister thought it was hilarious. It was fun. And that brings me to the point. We never know how close we came to killing ourselves as a child until we look back on it and go, oh my goodness, what we could have done to ourselves. I mean, it was fun. It was scary. I mean, unless my mother watches this video, she may not even know it happened. Excuse me. But we could have really been in a world of hurt. So, what's some of your, I have to say it, what are some of your, is there a dumb thing that you did when you were a child that you know now that, number one, you would never attempt something like that, and number two, you would be very upset that if one of your children tried it, or that you wouldn't allow them to even attempt it? I mean, there were, it was stupid. It was very, very stupid. So, oh, and the other thing, okay, now I'll jump again, because here we go. My daughter, okay, after what I showed you the other day of her, getting me that cat, she tells me there's a couple more things coming this week. I don't know what they are, honestly. I have no clue what she is doing. That is the truth. She said this is it. These are the last few things that are coming. So, if you all don't mind, I'll show you when they show up. I hate showing all this stuff. It makes me feel like I don't want it to come off as bragging or anything like that, because it's not. It's not. I just hate showing all these things. I mean, heck, right now I've got a wish list, private wish list on Amazon for about $40 worth of what are they, 9 by 16, 30 by 40s of gnomes. Well, I'll save up for those, and in a couple months or so, I'll, get them. But her doing this is, I have no words. I have no words whatsoever. I don't know. I can't say I don't know why she's doing it, because she's doing it because she wants to, she cares, she loves, whatever. And she knows she doesn't have to do stuff like that. But that's what she does. So if y'all want to see what is coming this week and part of next week, I will show you. And as I said, I have no idea what day it is. Trying to think of, some other things that went on in my life. I've only been on about 16 minutes. I'm not sure I have much of... I can remember a tornado coming down the street where we were at some kind of fair or something, and a bad storm came. And my mom grabbed me and my sister up. We ran. We were closer to where my grandmother lived than we were where she was. And we ran up there in the car, ran there, just headed for the basement. And it came down right near the house as we just headed for the basement. Thank goodness there was no major damage other than my cousins next door to my grandmother. Their cherry tree was uprooted and fell over in front of, they had a dog coop there with a dog tied out to it, and it fell right in front of the dog coop opening. Didn't hurt the dog, nothing. And I missed that cherry tree. We used to climb that cherry tree and sit there and eat cherries. Nobody else wanted to pick them, so we'd climb it when they were ripe, and we'd pick out the branch we wanted to sit on. And us 4 kids, me, my sister, and my 2 cousins, we'd pick our branches. And you'd sit there and eat cherries. Or we'd go back behind my grandmother's house, which, like I said before, was more woods and everything. And she had an elderberry tree, bush, however they call it. And we used to grab those off of there. And we just grab them by the bunch and just stick them in our mouth and, kind of peel the things off that way. Those were so good. Until you get yelled at because, hey, they want it for elderberry wine or whatever they were going to mix it in. Or have it make jam, jelly. And we go out in the back too and get blackberries. Sit in the blackberry patch and eat blackberries. My other grandmother grew strawberries. Got yelled at if we went up there to get any of those. She didn't like you touching her strawberry. But, well, I can't think of a whole heck of a lot more right at the moment. I'll have to talk to the little guy in my head and see what files he can dig through. And we'll see what I can come up with later. Lazy retired granny, you're always engineering something, but I suspect it'll all work out for you. If you have to put it on a tilt, maybe that would work, something underneath to like tilt it a little if you can't work totally flat. And Becky, I saw yours the other night. Of course, you're doing fine. As per usual, everybody is doing so great. I don't remember if I saw Entas or not, or Keelings. I watch so many, and I'm telling you, sometimes they go through my brain like, water through a sieve. Bella, I saw the full section that you did for that minute or so, and the kitty run by. Perfect. Looks good. Looks really good. Yep, trust the process. Crafting with V, I saw all yours so far. Just waiting to see if you're going to have another one. And Chef Diamond finally did a chitter chatter, huh? Yeah. Nothing wrong with that. All you do is just, get your little man to go running around and figure out what he wants to talk about that day. Because you never know. Sometimes they come up with stuff all on their own. I don't want to forget anybody, and I know I'm going to forget somebody. I'm going to forget them, and then they're going to get mad at me. Oh gosh, I can't. Things just went right out of my brain. I've been watching Quantum Leap. I've seen it so many times, but I sit there and I'm going to watch it because I know most of it by heart, so I just listen. And, I figure by the time I get through, I think it's 6 or 8 seasons, by the time I get through them, I'll get quite a lot of diamond painting done. It's either that or listening to Everybody Loves Raymond again, which I really like. It depends on what I'm in the mood for. What I feel like listening to at the time. So, I stay a lot on YouTube, though. I do that. So, I guess this will come to an end. I don't know what else to talk about. I think after I finish this complete cat bookshelf, I think I'm going to do something small. I do have the 12 gnomes besides the 4 that I bought when, excuse me, Lazy Retired Granny had bought. I think I'm going to grab one of my gnomes from my 12 and just pick one for the month. Probably be toward the middle or end of July because it's going to take me a while to do this. I've got to sit and figure out, just like in cross stitch, I have to sit and figure out how to put their names in where the empty spaces are and count how big the letters are. Thank goodness there are letters on this, like it says Alice the Cat or Dream Cat, stuff that I can pick the letters from my cat's names. The only one that I have to come up with myself, excuse me, is a Z, because there's nothing here that has a Z in it. So I'll have to look through my books and find a Z that'll fit and match with these and add it in for Gizmo. So, and then that's the 4 kitties, but Panda is the one that this cat on the top of the shelf reminds me of. And there's a big open space right in the middle of the book the big cat is laying on, that I am going to put his name, Panda, right underneath it. So it'll be all of them. It'll be all of them on this, something to remember them by. And when I'm gone, something for somebody else to go, why is those names there? And if nobody leaves a message about it, they won't know, but they'll see them. And it'll give them something to talk about. So, okay, 25 minutes and I'm out of here. I will try, if I don't come on here tomorrow, I will definitely do it Thursday, but I know it's late now, so everybody's going to see this late because it depends on when this stupid internet and phone and everything decides to load. So hugs to you all. And I will try to get back with you as soon as possible. Everybody, happy diamond painting. Keep diamond painting. Enjoy it. And doesn't matter whether you work on it tilted, flat, upside down, sideways. Oops. Just do it. It's the best relaxation I have found. And hey, my blood pressure went when it used to be like 150, 140, 130 down to 112. I don't know if that has anything to do with it, but I'll tell you what, it definitely makes you relax. Hugs to y'all. Talk to you later. Diamond Painting, Crazy Lady, I'm out.